what is going on now. Gabriel Nagle here from Weather Buddies Forecasting Central, the founder of Weather Buddies Forecasting Central. Welcome to this new YouTube channel, and this new YouTube channel is going to be based off of weather content, so I know you guys really enjoyed that. And we have a co-founder here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, this is Thompson, the co-founder of Weather Buddies Forecasting Central.
Yes, Tyler Opsonick will be our, basically our co-founder, and he will also be doing videos too on this channel. So, let's go ahead and get started with the video. I'm doing it slightly differently from what I did before. I'm going to be doing it on slides. So, my friend here, though, my co-founder here, will be doing it differently, though, on his end. So, not sure how he's going to do it. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Okay, present, and here we go. So, there's a potential severe weather outbreak looming, and it's looming in the Great Plains. So, let's move on here. So, starting on Sunday morning, this is where the severe weather outbreak may occur. Oops, let me change the color of my pen here. The severe weather outbreak may start to occur in Kansas, parts of Missouri, parts of Oklahoma, and northeast central Texas. So, most of Kansas is going to get pretty much run down on this one, and Oklahoma. So, let's keep an eye out on this. Let's move on to the next slide now. So here's where things get kind of a little interesting. So see some of these little thunderstorms bubbling up in central Colorado? Also some activity going on in southwest Wyoming and northeast Utah. Well, these are worth watching because these are going to head this way towards Kansas. And they're going to also head towards Oklahoma as well. So again, let's keep an eye out on these and see what they could do. So this severe outbreak again is not too bad, but it's looming, and again, it's worth to be noted of. And ignore the background noise. It's coming from again my co-founder friend's side. So here we go. Moving on to the next slide now. So here's where this outbreak actually starts to take place. Those thunderstorms that I was talking about in southwest Wyoming, and northeast Utah, already have moved towards Kansas. And right now, at this moment in time, around Tuesday morning, I should be saying, these thunderstorms are located in southeast Kansas and parts of Missouri. So, again, guys, keep an eye out in this area because these thunderstorms will be looming into some pretty intense thunderstorms. So, let's move on to the next slide here. So, this is where the outbreak gets kind of interesting. And I'm sorry if I'm saying a lot, but it's because I'm trying to keep both my thoughts here. So, potential squall line risk developing right along here. And this thing's going to kind of move towards the east, south, and east. So let's go ahead and watch this real quickly and see where this thing's going. By the way, for you guys in Oklahoma City, be prepared for some massive thunderstorms and some potential flooding, and also hail and tornadoes. Again, in Oklahoma City and the surrounding suburbs of Oklahoma City, you guys prepared for this. This is on Wednesday, May 19th. So again, guys, keep an eye on this. This is a potential severe weather outbreak looming. And when we do get more viewers and stuff like that, we will do live streams and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, parts of southern Texas or parts of northeastern Texas, in the Red River Valley, actually, the lower Red River Valley, could be experiencing this too. So, again, worth noting. And then parts of south central Kansas right there is an area worth watching as well. Whoops. So, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Let's watch the squall line. Let's see what it does. And I clicked, and there we go. So it breaks up a little bit right about here, but it's definitely worth noting what's going down here in Louisiana and parts of Mississippi, because here's the thing: this severe thunderstorm right here. Sorry, excuse my language. This thunderstorm right here, particularly on Thursday morning, is worth watching. Now, Down here in south central Texas, there's going to be some complex of thunderstorms as well. Again, we got to keep an eye on it and make sure that these thunderstorms don't get too out of control, though. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So this is the temperature outlook for for Monday and Tuesday, where these thunderstorms are going to get the worst. Let's watch this area. So we're going to watch most of Texas, most of Oklahoma, pretty much all of Oklahoma, all of Kansas. So let's go ahead and clear that out. Clear those drawings out. Oops. And here we go. So watch these temperatures. Do you guys see that 90-degree reading right there? Also, do you see 90 down there? Also, so 90 in Amarillo and 90 in Lubbock. Well, if you guys look at these temperature readings, these are really, really warm, humid temperatures. And when the temperatures get hot like this and Gulf of Mexico moist air goes up like this and rides over them, what happens is that as this moist air goes up, it warms the air. And as it goes up into the land, it causes an updraft like that, kind of causing thunderstorms to develop. And because the dry line, and let me draw that out for you guys here, because the dry line is right along here, usually either between east central New Mexico or central Texas, sometimes we'll be in between. If the dry line sets up in any of those regions, that's where you get the worst of the severe weather, because it's a battle of wet, dry, and moist air. So again, when this occurs with these temperatures, you can get pretty good severe outbreaks. And this is one definitely worth noting. Okay, moving on to the next slide here, next temperature the next day. So look at Tuesday here. This is where things can get interesting. So it could be potentially some mid-90s right here in parts of west central Texas here. Even though it's reading 88 and 88 also in Lubbock and in Amerillo, just off to their east there, they could be experiencing mid-90s, possibly. Again, it's worth noting that depending on how this pattern may turn out in the forecast and stuff like that, it could change dramatically. But again, it's definitely worth watching. Now let's go back to the previous slide here real quickly. Go up. Sorry about that. That was the thunderstorm composite, by the way, or the Cape values, which we'll discuss here in a minute. Let's look at Kansas here. If you can actually make out a pretty good warm front right there, and a little bit of a backdoor cold front right there. So you can make out the system is right there. So in this temperature, as you can clearly see, that's where the main low is at. There's also another low somewhere over here around Arkansas, but again, that low is dying off. But there's definitely a low in southeast Colorado that is developing, and it's got a nice, strong, powerful warm front to it. So I guess it got a little weak cold front, backdoor cold front trying to develop there. But let's go ahead and watch and see what this pattern may evolve to in regards of what will happen with this warm front. So let's go to the next slide. So the warm front advances north just a little bit. It goes right about there in central Kansas and kind of slices right through central Kansas, if not halfway through Kansas. Parts of Missouri, not seeing much again. Kansas City, Missouri is going to see a temperature of 65 that day. But again, like I said, it's worth noting that the severe weather outbreak is going to mostly occur in Oklahoma, south central Kansas, and parts of Texas. Again, this is definitely a recipe for very, very, very severe weather. Very good severe weather outbreak, actually. But like I said, this is looming right now. So, all right, let's move on to the Cape values now and see what we got going on there. Okay, here are the Cape values. So this is what I was talking about. So how do the Cape values work? They're basically joules per kilogram, and when you get over 1,000, usually you have a very moist environment with those warm temperatures I was talking about, with that warm updraft. So as you can tell, in the really southwestern central Kansas, you got, hold on a second, you got some nice Cape values up to 2,500 joules per kilogram right now. Going further south, actually, in really west central Texas here, almost on the western edge of Texas, there's Cape values reading as high as between 30,000 and 3,200 joules per kilogram. That is really high, guys. And because of that, because of those high joules per kilogram levels, Cape values, we got to be very careful with these thunderstorms. Because again, if you got the jet stream coming out if you got lower level winds coming out like that, and upper level winds coming out like that, which is exactly what I'm seeing here, that right there can be a recipe for tornadoes and disaster. So, I will be shouting out the cities in the end here, cities that need to be careful of this and wary of this outbreak. And Tyler, if you want to, you can work with me on that. Okay, so here's pretty much Monday evening or this is Monday morning, and as you can tell, they're actually pretty high for this time of the day. Really in South Texas, there, southern tip of Texas, and western Texas, they are pretty high. They are reading about between 2,000 and 2,500, so that is really high for in the morning hours of Monday. Now watch this, guys. Watch this last slide here with us. That is, you guys got to be careful with this. This could, like I said, this could be really bad. Look at, wow, those are really high key values. Between 3,000 to 4,500 joules per kilogram there, guys. Those are very high key values. Very, very, very high. This is a potential severe outbreak again looming in the Great Plains, Southern Great Plains, and the Red River, in the lower Red River Valley, I should be saying. And especially for people in Oklahoma City, you gotta be careful with this. So let's go ahead and shout out those cities again. I don't have the list of cities down to be careful, but I will be shouting them out since this is the last and final slide. Cities that need to be careful: Lubbock, Texas; Amarillo, Texas; Oklahoma City; Dallas, Fort Worth, and Dallas, Texas; Houston, Texas; Kansas City, Missouri; parts of Kansas. I don't know any major cities there yet, but I know there's a few in there. And also because of that one flood threat that I mentioned, Louisiana; New Orleans, be careful of a flood threat; and possibly the southern tips of Mississippi, also be careful of a flood threat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys really enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up. What do you say? Did you enjoy it, Tyler?
Yes, I did.
Okay. If you guys really did enjoy the video, please give the video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And we will get you in the next video. We will be doing a U.S. weather forecast tomorrow. It will probably be in the evening, more than likely, but we will begin you that U.S. weather forecast out and ready for you guys tomorrow evening. So again, I hope you guys like this video, and Tyler and I here will be working on this together. All right, you guys have a great rest of your evening and be safe. Talk to you later.